The beginning of the new year is always a great time to start new or improved savings goals. Now, whether you're beginning your emergency fund or you're planning to buy a house and you need to save for a down payment, creating a savings goal is a must. Hey there, I'm Chris Peach from OneAZ Credit Union and MoneyPeach.com, and I'm here to show you the 9 steps to creating real savings goals for the new year. So let's get started. Step number 1, determine what you are saving for. One of the biggest mistakes made when setting aside money for savings is not knowing exactly what you're saving for. When this happens, you end up with a savings account full of cash, but without a purpose. Define your goal so that every dollar saved has a purpose. For example, maybe you're saving for an emergency fund, a down payment for a house, a new car, or an upcoming vacation. You may even consider opening up multiple savings accounts and naming them based on your goal so that you know exactly how much you're putting towards your emergency fund, your vacation, and that car you've been eyeing. Step number 2, start with the amount in mind. If you want to reach your savings goal, you need to know what success looks like. So figure out exactly how much you need to save. Let's say you want to take a vacation this summer. It's time to start planning so that you have money saved to pay for all the travel expenses, meals, and adventure before you actually hit the road. Write down how much you think it will cost to travel to your destination and then determine how much for food, drinks, cash for spending, souvenirs, or any other expense you can think of. Add it all up together and that's your new savings goal. When you take the time to calculate exactly how much you need to have saved, you go from saving what you think you will need to knowing exactly what you will need to save for. Moving on to step number 3, create a timeline for funding your savings goal. The good news is there isn't a right or wrong frequency for saving. For example, you can choose to save monthly, bi-weekly, weekly, or even daily if you'd like. The process is really simple. Just take your savings goal amount and then divide it by the amount of time you have until you need your savings. For example, if you're saving $2,500 for a vacation that is 6 months away, then you could save in any of the following ways. You could do $417 per month, $209 every 2 weeks, $105 every week, or $14 per day. Now, you may find it easier to put a little away each day or send a bulk sum to your savings at the end of the month. Find a cadence that works for you and stick to it. Step number 4, budget for your savings amount. Now that you know how much you need to set aside to reach your savings goal, it's time to budget for it. Create a simple budget by identifying how much comes in each month and then subtract how much goes out each month in the form of expenses. This could be monthly bills, spending money, and yes, even savings. Remember all that work you did in step 3? Now is the time when you'll take that number and make sure it fits squarely into your budget. Step number 5, create individual savings funds. I mentioned this earlier, but it bears repeating. For every savings goal you have, it's best to create individual savings accounts for each goal. Then you could take it a step further and nickname each account for what you're saving for. This helps to check on your savings progress by simply looking at the account balance for each savings fund. And don't sweat opening a new account. You can typically open as many as you need. Also, you can do this online or through your credit union's mobile app. It takes just 5 minutes and it'll give your savings a head start. Step number 6, choose the type of account. Now, before you decide where to save, the first question to ask yourself is when you will need access to your savings. Now, if you're saving for anything you'll need access to within the next 5 years, then your best option will be a traditional savings account. On the other hand, if you have some savings established and you know you won't need it for months or maybe even years, then you may want to consider a share certificate from a credit union or a certificate deposit from a bank. You'll be rewarded with higher dividend rates for committing to letting your money sit in the account for a set period of time. Now, step number 7, automate your savings. The best way to build strong savings habits is to automate it. When you automate your savings, you take away the temptation of spending your money on something else instead of transferring it to savings. Set up automatic transfers from your checking to your savings account, or better yet, consider setting up your direct deposit so that your paychecks are split between spending and savings accounts. Step number 8, always have a contingency plan. Life doesn't always go exactly as planned. When the unexpected happens, you need to have an oh no plan ready to go. Too often, savings goals are completely thrown to the wayside because of a financial hiccup. For example, maybe you're saving for a down payment for your future home and everything is going planned just the way you want it. But then your car starts making a funny noise and the next day you're spending a few $1,000s to cover the expense. It's likely the extra cash you would have dedicated to savings now has a new job. Ouch! When this happens, take a deep breath and readjust the plans as your savings goals. Go back to step 2 and determine how much you still need to save. Then create a timeline and figure out how much you need to put away each week or month to reach that new goal. It may seem like starting over, but now you've got the tools and skills to rebound and get the job done. And lastly, step number 9, rinse and repeat. Once you've created a savings goal for your first item on your savings list, it's time to start over for your next savings goal by repeating the process. If you have multiple savings goals, rank them in order of most important to least important. For example, you might be saving for a new car this year and saving for retirement that's 40 or more years away. At this moment, you may consider that new car is worth more effort to achieve. Alrighty, my friends, there are your 9 steps to becoming a savings rockstar this year. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And if you found this video helpful, do me a favor. Hit the like button, drop me a comment, and share this video so we can help as many people as possible make better decisions with their money.